Hello everyone and welcome back to the Joint Assault Showcase. Last time we finished up with the Russian aircraft. Now we're going to tackle the two remaining real-world combat aircraft left in the game. Well, combat jet aircraft. Before we head into the collection of strange but real aircraft. So let's go ahead. Also, hello Astrid. Welcome to Strem. Um, I looked into ads and how often they roll. I'm not entirely sure I can, or how I can eliminate them, but I did shrink the amount of ads that are going to be, like, it used to be 3 minutes per hour. Now it's like a minute and a half per hour. So when the ads roll, they're not going to be as long. And it's like, and Twitch is like, you're going to have a less of a payout. It's like, I have a full-time job at in retail. I'm fine. I'm doing this for my chat. Anyway, our first aircraft, I think we're gonna go. Yep, we're going to Egypt to pound some sand, and blow up some pyramids. I mean, prevent people from blowing up pyramids.
I'm sure you're tired from the long journey, but there's.
Oh, I'm tired, all right. Hi, Floof. Welcome to Strem. All right. So our first aircraft is the Mitsubishi F1. It has no name that I've seen. It is developed as an air-to-ground and air-to-ship fighter or attacker. A compact and well-refined design has earned the trust of pilots and mechanics alike. Now, to my eye, Mitsubishi Mirage. That's a car. Now, to my eye, this kind of looks like a twin-engine F-104 Starfighter that's a little bit bigger. However, what sets it apart, makes it more stable than the Starfighter is, yeah, it's got stubby wings, but they're also thick, meaning it can handle the torque and pressure. Like the Starfighter's wings were extremely thin. Also, the tail stabilizers are a lot bigger. So again, stability. All right, real strange stats. The F1 was developed by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Primary user was the Japan Air Self-Defense Force. 77 were built. Its sole operator was Japan. It's manufactured from 1975 to 1987. It was introduced in April 1978. Its first flight was June 3rd, 1975, and it was retired from active service in March 2006. It was developed from the Mitsubishi T2, which was a supersonic jet trainer. And the T2 was developed to help pilots learn how to handle supersonic aircraft that they were using, like the F-104J Starfighter and the McDonnell Douglas F-4EJ Phantom. But pilots took to the T2 so well, they're like, hey, this thing's actually kind of stable. Let's put bombs and shit on it. And thus the F1 was born. Higher a couple days ago. I think so. I don't know how the how Twitch handles the stream streaks sometimes. But the that's right. Game stats. Game stats for the F1. It's got a 45 in speed, 25 in air-to-air, 40 in air-to-ground, 40 in mobility, 60 in stability, and 50 in defense. You know, base stats. Hello, Yusrik. Hello, Gio. Welcome to stream. We are taking a look at 2 Japanese aircraft and 4 strange rail aircraft. But let's go ahead and look at parts for the F1. Because Joint Assault may not have been the best game, but it introduced a lot of great stuff. Especially in the customization department. Because you can tune every aircraft. It's awesome. So for engines, I've currently got the Uranus engine, which will cool the jet exhaust to help deceive heat seekers. Also increases stability. We can also use the turbo engine for more speed. And the ramjet engine for even more speed, but less stability and mobility. I'm going to go ahead and keep the Uranus engine. We are an attacker. We do not need to be fast. For wings, we can have the extra aileron for more mobility. Extra hard points for more weapons. The advanced trim tab for more stability. But I'm going with the aileron because I do want my maneuverability. For armor, we've got the special alloy armor to endure a kill shot. We've got the CFRP conversion to give us stealth in the intake. We're going to go with the CFRP conversion. Just, you know, for stealth. Not that it really does anything, but this doesn't have that much in the way of armor department. For avionics, we've got the almighty Sniper OS, which is your gun reticle locks onto a target. Fire extinguisher. Raven to give us a little bit more air-to-air at the cost of a lot of air-to-ground. Or radar jamming. The air-to-air missile jammer. But Sniper OS is just too powerful. So we're going to go with that. For emblems, I'm just going to go back to Marion. Actually, no, wait. We're using Japanese aircraft. Now it's Japanese. Lore accurate F1. Alright, so for our liveries, I'm going to look away from chat real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry. We've got the desert green and brown camo. Then we've got, oops, shit. The gray desert camo is what it's saying. Solid gray paint. This is just the American air superiority gray. Gray and green camo, which reminds me of the RAF Tornado livery. The 5 is the JSDF 50th anniversary livery. And then the turquoise body with black spots. I think this was actually a 0 livery, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is the special color in 0. But we're going to go with the RAF looking one, because I just like that one the best. All right, and then for our armament, for the cannon, we have one 20mm JM61A1 Vulcan Gatling cannon, which is just the Japanese version of the American M61. Then we are armed missile-wise with 84 AAM-3 heat-seeking missiles. Basically the Japanese variant of the Sidewinder. It's a little different, but it basically serves the same function. Then we've got 56 AIM-9X high cams, 112 Python 3 lightweights, and 28 AIM-132 ASRAM heavyweights. We're going to go with the AIM-3s. For our weaponry, we've got 17 what should be JLAU 68s, but they're LAU 68s. The rocket pods, 70mm. 14 Mark 84 bombs. 10 ASM-1, or no, these are ASM-1 anti-ship missiles. And 16 GBU 16 guided, or paveway guided penetrating bombs. We're just going to take the big bombs. Mark 84, 500 kilos. Actually. 2,000-pound bomb. Never mind. These are 2,000 pounds. 1-ton bombs. Not 500 kilos. That's the Mark 83. All right.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Wait, why does this have the Griffiths livery on it?
Antera's, you're clear for takeoff.
Okay. Whatever.
International Union Peacekeeping Force. UPF, huh?
If that's the case. Give me a second. I'll fix this. There we go. That works. Yeah, that was gonna drive me insane.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Antares, you're clear for takeoff. Antares' altitude restriction canceled. Good luck up there.
All right. Now, I don't hate the F1. It's a very good attacker. I just don't really like it all that much. Like, I don't know.
Hostile ground forces.
I'm not sure why I don't like it.
Guard has been taken out. They're coming this way. I'm in critical condition. Damn it, how you being, mongrel? Increase speed. We need
Now that's uncalled for. I am not a mongrel.
hostile destroyed. I'm getting readings of bandits in the ruins ahead.
Pickle! Pickle. Ow. Stealth doesn't work against guns that are aimed by sight. It's like how Joker was talking about the Normandy. You know, it just masks our heat emissions, right? If they look out a window, they can still see us. Geth do not use windows. They are a structural weakness. You know, Geth don't have windows, right, Joker? Yeah, well, I'm sure they're thinking, oh, they'll never try the no windows thing twice. So I've been playing a lot of Mass Effect 3 of late to try and test out mods. But I ran into a snag. I'm not sure if I fixed it yet. But
New hostiles confirmed. They're deploying around the pyramids.
it's for a future stream.
Hostiles are using the pyramids as cover. Be sure you don't crash into a World Heritage site.
But what if we did crash into a World Heritage site?
Circle around the ruins. We know this area better. Hostile destroyed.
Here's this epic, badass rock song for you to drop bombs on a silo and shoot down helicopters. The sun, we're flying high. The sun. Ow. Oh shit. It's the dogfight of a century. Two attackers trying to dogfight each other. Bombs away. Kaboom. All right. And that was the Mitsubishi F1. Um, excuse me. All right.
Excellent work destroying the enemy base. The Spirit has fled to the Middle East. The Valahia insurgence into Africa is likely halted. Allies are in pursuit and should report soon. The IUPF has also received new operations. You've only got a short break, so make the most of it. You're dismissed.
All right. So for our next aircraft, we're going to be heading to Mission 16 because this doesn't really have that much in the way of good. Excuse me, anti-ship. Uh,
A Valahia helicopter.
all right, so our next aircraft is the F-2A Viper Zero. While this aircraft's design is optimized for air-to-ground and air-to-ship combat, the F-2A is also an effective air superiority fighter. Now you might be thinking that thing looks a lot like an F-16, and well, you'd be partially right. It is a licensed variant of the General Dynamics F-16, and Lockmart does assist in the construction. But this is the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries F2 Viper Zero. It's manufactured by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Lockheed Martin. Its national origin is Japan and the United States. Its sole operator is the JASDF. It says it's an attacker, but it's actually a multi-role. It's currently in service. 98 were built. It's manufactured from 1995 to 2011. It was introduced in 2000. First flight was October 7th, 1995. A couple differences, major differences between the F2 and the F-16, at least visually speaking. The wings here are much bigger than the F-16. They're also thicker, so they can hold more stuff. The nose is also got more different avionics in it. I think this section here is different, and it's got two bar sections here on the canopy instead of just the one. Yeah, and like I said, the body in itself is just bigger. So it's basically a different plane. Our game stats. We have a speed of 50, air-to-air of 35, air-to-ground of 50. Mobility of 50, stability of 75, and a defense of 55. For our parts, for our engine, I've got the Uranus engine. But we could also have the turbo, the bullet, and the ramjet. But all of them come with significant hits to maneuverability. So we're just going with this one. And banking on the fact that it's going to take longer for heat seekers to lock onto us. Yeah. For the wings, we got the extra aileron for more mobility. We could also have extra hard points, but we wouldn't. The amount of weapons we would get, in my opinion, wouldn't outweigh the loss of mobility. Could also have the advanced trim tab, but we're just going with the aileron. Armor. Damn. I got the CFRP conversion, anti-ground armor, and special alloy armor. So we're just going with CFRP. And for avionics, again, we got the Sniper OS, Fire Extinguisher, the Raven, although this one would actually make more sense because this is a multi-role. The AAM Jammer, and the Earth Shaker for pure anti-ground. But Sniper OS is just insanely powerful. Now I'm going to do... There we go. All right. For our liveries, we've got the standard JSDF livery. We've got the two-tone brown and green camo. We've got the light blue camo. The Cypher livery from Ace Combat 5. And that's CYPHER instead of the 0 Cypher. But this is the named Ace from Ace 5. We've got the white fuselage, red stripes, and black cockpit anti-glare stripe, based on the XF2A prototype 63-0001. And then we got the black body bearing the kanji for soul, like divine soul. I think we're just going to go with the standard JSDF. As for armament, this thing is armed with a single 20mm JM61A2 Gatling gun. Same position as the F-16 in the shoulder. Then for missiles, we've got 132 AM3s. 88 AIM-9X Sidewinder high cams. 176 Python 3s. And 44 AIM-132 ASRAMs. Then for special weapons, we've got 18 GBU-16 paveways, 18 CBU-87 cluster bombs, 16 ASM-2, for lack of a better name, since I don't think it has a name, but I like the historical callback. The Type 80 Long Lance, because Long Lance was an anti-ship torpedo back in World War II. And this is an anti-ship missile. Anyway, got those. And we've got 36, what should be AAM4s, but this is the AMRAM. But we're going to go with the Long Lances here.
Terra Squadron, launch. This operation is going to be especially important. We absolutely cannot let them get any more nuclear fuel. However, you must not attack the actual helicopter transporting the fuel. Our allies are circling around to create a perimeter. Our mission is to buy them some time.
We've located the transport fleet.
Attack the central transport helicopter. Attack the surrounding hostiles to stop them.
Escort helicopters have been hit. Damn it. I was hoping they'd be too afraid to
Me afraid? I am a mute protagonist in an Ace Combat game. If anyone should be feeling fear, it's you.
Carry on like this. Stop and fight them off. Fire! Keep them away.
All right, it worked. Let's move on to the next target.
Additional escort helicopters have joined the hostile forces.
Reinforcements here.
Hostile destroyed.
Warning. Inbound missile.
Now's our chance to cover some ground. Hurry!
Hostile destroyed.
Yeah, I really like the F2 Viper Zero. I mean, it helps that it's basically an F-16 on steroids, but
Making good progress. Keep it
in 6, it was almost a straight upgrade to the F-16. The only thing the F-16 had on the F-2 and A6 was the rocket launcher.
Damn it! We can't carry on like this. Stop and fight them off.
It is a very good anti-ship aircraft in 5 and 0. It is the best attacker in Assault Horizon. And while in 7, it can't really use the rockets all that well because the rockets suck in that game. It's a great sniper, air-to-air sniper with the HVAA, and it still has the long lance.
You're doing well. Keep cool and stay focused.
Hostile destroyed.
Damn it! We can't carry on like this. Stop and fight them off.
All right, it worked. Let's move on to the next target.
Enemy has opened fire.
The Red Scorpion.
Enemy helicopter reinforcements detected.
Now's our chance to cover some ground. Hurry!
Allies are not in position yet. Slow them down further.
Hostile destroyed.
All right.
All right, we made it. Land the helicopter. Preparations to transfer the cargo to the ship are complete. Fire! The IUPF are here too. Help him hold up the transfer. You're not getting any closer. Complete the transfer, no matter what it takes. They took down the Spirit. No one said this. Transfer over.
Ow.
Hold them off a little longer.
That missile went fast.
Cargo transfer complete. The rest is up to you. Fire, no problem. We'll pass through the channel and get this to Colonel's interest. You can count on us.
We've allowed them to transfer the cargo onto a ship. Antares, there's no change in the situation. Hold that ship.
Welcome, Cross.
But do not attack the transport ship itself. You'll have to think of something.
The IUPF can't do a
Also, Cross will be happy to know that I reduced the time, or the when it comes to ads, the recommended settings were 3 minutes every hour. Now I set it to be 1 minute 30 every hour. So I don't know if that'll cut the frequency of which the ads will roll, but the ads shouldn't go on for as long. Twitch is like, you're gonna lose out on, payouts. Like, this is a hobby for me. I have a full-time retail job. Yeah, I mean, the only way I think I can turn them off for certain is to is through subscriptions. Like, I could theoretically gift every one of you all subs, but that would kind of defeat the point and the purpose. And since I don't rely on Twitch for income, I'm not worried if you guys don't sub. So I'm trying to make it as least painful on everybody.
Allied preparations have complete. Stay focused. We've got missiles. I'm in critical condition. Hurry. Now's our chance to cover some ground. Hurry.
Well, it's not runtime that I'm gonna lose. They said I'll lose out on, like, I'll get a smaller share of the ads. Like, I'm getting like not even pennies on the dollar. So who cares? I don't. Yeah, I could consider like a one gift sub per month redeem sort of thing. I could look into that. That would be a good redeem. I'd have to work on the cooldown for it. It's like you get one per month or something.
Hunters, use the other hostile ships.
Oh yeah, pennies were discontinued. They are going to become collector's items, aren't
Few
they?
shots to destroy them when the transport ships are nearby.
Maybe they'll actually be worth more than what they were made, or how much it took to make them. Because that's why they discontinued making pennies. Is pennies are only worth 1 cent of a dollar. Well, over time, inflation has just gotten so bad since pennies were a thing, that it actually costs more to make a penny than what they're actually worth. Especially if you make them out of copper. I think they made it out of copper-plated zinc or something. Or nickel or some abundant metal that really doesn't have any other purpose. But a single cent has dropped in value so much over the past 50 years that this is like, it's not worth it anymore.
Allies are waiting for us. Give the Playhouse our chance to cover some ground. Hurry!
But because of the law of supply and demand, now that there is no more supply for pennies, collectors are going to start paying, well, forgive the turn of phrase, a pretty penny for good quality condition pennies to add to their collection because, you know, they're no longer being made. So the price or their worth is only going to go up.
Hunters, use the other hostile ships.
Hell, I think certain editions of pennies are worth hundreds of, if not thousands of dollars. Like if they are made as, or minted in a certain year, or had a certain number on it or something like that. Like, so yeah. Moral of the story is, hold on to your stuff because you never know when it'll be worth something. Yeah, some old pennies. Yeah, 1920s ones could be, or depending upon which year in the 20s.
Stall transport vessel confirmed.
Yeah, I've still got first generation Pokemon cards from the 90s. Some of them are probably worth something, but they are not in mint condition because, you know, back when I was a kid, when those things were new, I didn't give a shit about collecting. I was playing the actual game. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Hello, Ross. Yeah, I don't think I had a Charizard, but I know I have a shiny Articuno. Or hollow Articuno. And that one's actually one of my favorite Pokemon cards.
You're doing well. Remain calm. Just keep it up.
Alright, incoming ad break. Let me know how long those ads are. If they feel any shorter. Because they should.
Hunters, use the other hostile ships.
First
Time your shots to destroy
Oh, I've
the
got
transport ship.
old Yu-Gi-Oh cards too.
Destroy the hostile ship.
Fire at will. Shoot that fighter down.
Hostile destroyed.
So play.
Transport vessel confirmed.
Allies are in position. Hunters. Well done.
I don't. I mean, I never learned how to play Pokemon right. My brother and I eventually started playing it was more akin to Magic the Gathering, where the energies were lands. Oh, the ads were the little window box this time. I am perfectly fine with the little window box. Because that means you can still see what's going on in the stream. I have an old Red Eyes deck that's filled with Red Eyes and other dragons, and a crap ton of old traps that are probably banned. But I have a shit ton of Magic decks. I haven't bought any Magic cards since before the pandemic. But I've got one deck for each Guild of Ravnica. I've got 4 decks from Innistrad, 2 decks from Scars of Mirrodin / New Phyrexia, a dragon deck, and then 6 commander decks. Not long, by the way. 2 seconds. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I loved the Ravnican plane. The plains of Ravnica was my favorite of the expansions. Um, and my favorite of them, or my favorite guilds were the red blue Is It, the red white Boros, um, and um, those are my two favorite. I also didn't mind green white Selesnya. Um, Although, if you really pissed me off, I would go blue black Demir and mill your deck. Anyway, next. We leave the real strange world behind. As we head into a strange but real world.
This is an important mission. One Mr. LeBlanc.
And by that I mean we're going into the fictionals. Starting with the XA-24 Apolis. A respectable aircraft in all areas, the Apolis boasts unrivaled expandability. I like this version of the Apolis much better than X's version of the Apolis. Because of this right here. This is from Ace X. We are getting into the Skies of Deception aircraft. So there is no more real strange stats. This is all going to be strange real stats. So we don't really know how Antera's squadron got a hold of this. So I'm just going to give you some strange real stats. Somehow, Martinez Security was able to pierce the veil and bring forth aircraft from Newcom. Or, I don't actually know who made this one. I'm just assuming. Actually, no. Given the designation, this is probably a general resource. Or another Usian design. Or it could be Aurelian just from the get-go. I don't know. But I don't have the lore master here. Perhaps there is a real stranger program. Perhaps. Well, Ross, Skies of Deception kind of was hinting towards Ace 3. Because a couple of the aircraft that we're going to see after the Apolis here, their designations and their designs look like Newcom designs. But anyway, base stats. We have a 50 in speed, 40 in air-to-air, 50 in air-to-ground, and mobility, 70 in stability, and a defense of 45. But we're actually going to look at the parts. Although I'm going to switch the emblems. Since it's Ace X. We've got the Mercury engine, an advanced drive mechanism providing a vast increase in mobility, which, I mean, just look at that mobility that we gain. We can also have the turbo engine, the bullet engine, ramjet, or the Uranus engine. But I like the Mercury because this turns it from a, you know, average turning fighter to I can out dogfight you and I'm a multi-role. Sucks to be you. For the wings, we can have the advanced trim tab, the extra aileron, extra canard, and the extra hardpoint. But again, I want the aileron. What's OEM stand for? Original manufacturer? Original equipment. Okay, yeah. So for armor, we got the CFRP conversion, anti-ground armor, or the special alloy. Well, I'm doing the stealth because at least it does something. And for avionics, we can have the Raven, the AAM jammer, the Earth Shaker, the fire extinguisher, or the almighty Sniper OS. So guess what we're doing? For liveries, we've got the standard Aurelian light gray with the white front. Then we've got desert camo, which is the LASAF livery. We got the ASG. We got the dark gray body with the orange tail and wingtips. My personal favorite, black body with orange stripe running down the midsection. And then this abomination. I call it red versus blue. It's modeled after the Japanese Tokatsu superhero Kikaider. We're going with this. I'm assuming we have a Vulcan autocannon. Or a Vulcan, yeah. This one does not have a coffin system, though. But anyway, I'm assuming we have a 20mm cannon. For our missiles, we've got 144 AIM-9 Echoes, 96 AIM-9X Sidewinders for the high cams, 192 Python 3 lightweights, 48 AIM-132 ASRAM heavyweights. We're going to go with the AIM-9 Echo Sidewinders. Then we've got 29 Mark 83 500 kilo bombs. 28 AGM-65 Mavericks. 36 AIM-120 AMRAMs. And 28 ODMMs. We're going to go with the Mavericks on this one. But the Atlas is a fan favorite of X. Or fans of X. And it's one that a lot of people want to come back officially.
A helicopter has already been dispatched to our location. The IUPF are coming as well. I don't care who's coming, as long as they can get me home.
Cannabis to Antera Squadron. Our first priority is to protect the target until rescue arrives. All AA weapons pose a threat to the rescue unit. Disable them and secure the area.
But the Joint Assault Atlas feels so much more nimble than the Atlas from Disguise as reception. So I like it a lot more in this game than I do in X.
Hostile destroyed.
It might be blasphemy, but whatever.
Located target chopper on ground, advancing to finish it off. Let's get this over with. I can't die here. You have to do something. UPS, do you copy? This is Rescue Squad back deck. We were hit by enemy fire and are now in the industrial area east of the city.
Confirming arrival of hostile ground forces. All units, deal with our unwelcome guests.
We've reached the city.
Could you get him to shut up?
There are enemy fighters in the area. Maybe it's the rumored Red Scorpion. Take him down.
God damn it. So much for stealth.
Inbound missile.
Just don't get the vibe that the rep is a bad guy. Just probably raised more by his mother. He's not a bad guy. He's a useful idiot.
Eliminated. Area secure.
He's the fall guy.
Right this way, Terra Squadron. The rescue unit has arrived.
This is Paper Wasp. I know I just got here, but
Okay.
I need immediate support. There's enemy fighters on my tail, requesting backup.
Dun 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 dun.
What's going on? What's with this fire? We have a visual on the target. Let's take it down.
Bandits in pursuit of the rescue unit.
This party is for invited guests only. Protect that helicopter at all costs.
Target is almost within range. What the hell was that? Fire! The pipeline is on fire! Someone hurry up and do something!
Did the fire break out at the landing site? Must be hostile obstruction. The pipeline safety valves aren't activating. We'll have to trigger it from the nearby facilities. All right, let's send our allies over to the oil field to activate the pipeline safety valves. Rescue will have to wait until the fires are out. Be ready on Terra Squadron. This might take a while. Protect the rescue unit until the fires are put out. The fires are down.
Before the land of the target point.
Dun 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 dun.
Hostile destroyed.
I have to say this is my favorite track in Joint Assault.
Just hold on for a little longer.
I'm gonna let that main base aircraft go.
The fires are almost out. A little longer and you'll be in the clear. The helicopter's being
Yeah,
until the fires are extinguished.
I've not played Armored Core. Now I have played Wipeout. So if there's any Wipeout teams that are similar to that, probably
Hostile destroyed.
Tigron from Wipeout Fusion, but or there's always Cyberpunk, like Arasaka, Militech, Biotechnica.
This is Paper Wasp. We have visual on the VIP. Commencing pickup.
Also, I posted a picture in the Discord, but Auracom's um, logo looks a lot like the Ocean Roundel. It's funny. Yeah, Kyrex, they were, I wouldn't say they were corrupt, but they were definitely ruthless. Tigron, on the other hand, they make Arasaka look not corrupt. And I wouldn't say good, but not as evil.
This is Paper Wasp, leaving city airspace now.
Yeah. Um, there's a whole Wipeout lore video on YouTube that discusses all the teams. I might react to that in like a Discord watch party one of these days. Because I love the lore behind the Wipeout games. And it's kind of like a great bridge between Cyberpunk and Ace Combat 3. But if anyone's familiar with Wipeout, my favorite teams are Auracom, Physar, AG Systems.
Paper Wasp here. I have reached the destination. See you back on ground.
The operation is a success. Pantera Squadron, excellent work.
Phase 3.
Hostiles are targeting the helicopter.
You're mine, bastards. Yeah, but I have superior skill.
Inbound missile.
I probably should packed an air-to-air missile. Oh well. Yeah, I was thinking I should have brought the ODMM. But, oh well. What's done is done. I've got more than enough Sidewinders to finish it off. It's just, I didn't remember there being this many enemy aircraft. The ODMM did. I mean, I wouldn't know of any sort of mod that turns the 4 and 6 AAMs into the 4 and 6 ODMMs. What are you talking about? I totally don't have that mod.
This is Paper Wasp. I've reached target destination. All in one piece, too. I should be okay on my own from here.
Excellent.
Pay no
Good
attention to
work,
my
Pantera
shifty
Squadron.
eyes.
Let's head back to base.
All right, 3 down, 3 to go.
Mr. LeBlanc is alive and well, and there were no serious injuries among the special forces either. This was achieved
Yeah,
thanks to the flying of
he did
Paper
do
Wasp
that.
and support of Antara Squadron.
It's like, all right, we got one more Tigron ship. We're gonna use it as a training ship so you can get used to the heavy craft until we start making our own. Then I'm gonna ram it into a wall. Because I don't want anything Tigron around here. Although, even though Tigron was the public face, it was actually the Overtel Corporation that was the real evil thing. All right, and this one. Do that. Okay.
Our objective
Oh
is
wait,
to
no,
find out
I'm thinking the wrong thing. Never mind. Back. Yeah, Overtell would make Arasaka blush with how evil they are. Alright, so this one, yep, back to the pyramids.
I'm sure you're tired from the long journey, but there's no time to rest. Listen up. As members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force, we're in pursuit of the Valahia in Egypt. Our experience in fighting the Valahia got us here, but those turncoats in the previous op are an issue. You need to fly your best in order to clear that stain from our name. Do your very best on this mission. Spiritus, the...
Alright. Alright, so for this one, this is the YR-302 Fregata. A fighter with 4 massive engines, its characteristic design distinguishes it from all other large body attack aircraft. This is an attacker, and given its shape, the fact that it's a coffin aircraft, and its designation of R, I am willing to bet that this is an early Newcom prototype from Ace X. I don't know what it would be developed into, but still. But even the wiki said under trivia, the YR-302 Fregata is the second Ace Combat X aircraft that indirectly references to Ace Combat 3. It has most traits based on the Newcom incorporated R series aircraft. YR-302's designation is a reference to R-302, the early development name of the R-352 Sapia, as seen on Kei Yoshimitsu's concept drafts. Its spacecraft rumors homage the R-352 Starfighter classification. Special Color 2, or Color 4, strikes a resemblance with Cynthia's personal aircraft colors, albeit with difference. The bottom is black and whatever. Its namesake is a bird species similar to the XR900 Geopelia. Has to be a Newcom craft. Yeah, this is. We don't have any canon confirmation that this is a Newcom craft, but it's significant enough that most people or players have just accepted, yeah, this is a Newcom prototype. But anyway, our base stats As an attacker, we have a 55 in speed, which is not bad for an attacker. Pay no attention to the bars because I have parts on this thing. We have a air-to-air of 45, air-to-ground of 65, mobility of 45, stability of 70, and defense of 70. Walks like a duck, talks like a duck. Yeah. Parts. So with parts, we've got, we can have the turbo engine, the ramjet, the Uranus engine, or the Hydra engine, which is, I think, unique to the Fregata. 4 engines create a multiplier effect, providing explosive power. Look at our speed! We're a fucking rocket. As for the wings, we can have the advanced trim tab, extra aileron, extra canard, extra hardpoint. We're going to go with the aileron, just so we can actually maneuver. For armor, we got the CFRP conversion, anti-ground, and special alloy. Guess what we're taking? The stealth. And as for the avionics, we can have the Raven, which actually surprisingly would work pretty well in this attacker, given our speed and mobility parts. Yeah, if we wanted to go air-to-air, if we put the Raven on, we could probably do it. We got AAM Jammer, the Fire Extinguisher, and the Almighty Sniper OS. That's a MiG-25, 31 speeds right there. Yeah, but unlike those, this thing can actually turn with the parts we put on it. Now, as for emblems, just because... There we go. Now, for liveries, got the ASG, got Desert Camo, got Black Body, Ghost White with orange trim, frickin' Giraffe, and the Nazca lines. With the Condor. But we're going to go with 4. As for weapons, I'm pretty sure we've got a 20mm Gatling gun. Then for missiles, we've got 168 AIM-9 Sidewinder or AIM-9E Sidewinder. For the standard missiles, 112 AIM-9X high cams, 224 lightweight Python 3s, and 56 heavyweight ASRAMs. We're going to go with those. We also have 34 BLU-79 napalm bombs, 17 Mark 79 fireballs, 20 AGM-88 harms, and 24 charges of the IRCM. I have no idea how this thing works. I've never learned it. So we're not going to use it. We're going to use the fireballs. Because fire.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Antares, you're clear for takeoff.
I wonder how fast this thing is on takeoff. Oh my god. I am speed.
Antares' altitude restriction canceled. Good luck up there.
International Union Peacekeeping Force. IUPF, huh? Still a bit of a mouthful.
Be positive. This is the result of the world joining forces against the Volunteer. Our experience fighting them bought us our tickets to this little show. Not to mention, we need to take responsibility for the actions of Rigel's Squad.
Hostile ground forces.
All right, Antares, eliminate them.
That's a modded paint scheme. No, I don't have any modded paint schemes. Not on X, or not. I mean, not on Joint Assault. There are modded liveries available from Ostrich. I just don't know how to make them work.
Rear guard has been taken out. They're coming this way. Damn it, IUPF Monroe's taking a hit. Increasingly, we need to reach the main unit.
Yeah, this is the special. This is color 4 from Ace X.
Enemy down. I'm getting readings of bandits in the ruins ahead.
Alright, try and lock on to me, stupid Sams. Fireball away! Oh, I was going too fast. Pickle. Pickle. You missed! I was 3 feet away from you and you missed! Okay, in the zone being the theme of Antares, the Desert Scorpion, that would also make sense as to why they put it in Mission 19. Because that also takes place in the desert. The Mojave Desert, but, you know, whatever. Instead of just outside of Cairo.
Hostile destroyed.
Yeah, it would have been better playing against a boss, but I don't know.
Hostile ground forces eliminated.
New hostiles confirmed. They're deploying around the pyramids.
Incoming bandits. Throw the smokes and fire. Here they come. Fire.
Hostiles are using the pyramids as cover. Be sure you crash into a World Heritage Site.
Circle around the ruins. We know this area better.
This is such a fast attacker, oh my god.
Hostile ground forces eliminated.
All right, keep this up and what? What now?
Inbound
They're
missile.
surrounded by enemy choppers.
Captain, fire at will.
Antares, glad you're safe. Looks like they had a few surprises for us.
Hostile ground forces have surrounded the premises. When did they show up?
The hostiles were hiding in silos and ruins around the pyramids. Take out the underground silos and all hostile forces. The silos are built to take advantage of the terrain. You'll have to attack them from head on. Finding the right position is key.
I get that people don't like Joint Assault, I actually like Joint Assault. I don't know why. I just do. Especially now that I'm able to use an actual controller instead of the frickin' PSP. Pickle. Did I say you could leave?
Hostile destroyed. Hostile destroyed.
It's weird looking. It is likely a new com design from Ace 3, but it's actually from Ace Combat X Skies of Deception. It's kind of like a new com prototype, but unofficial. Like, it's been unofficially linked.
Enemy has opened fire.
From Legacy. Yeah, I that's one game though that Assault Horizon Legacy or Cross Rumble 3D outside of the United States that I will never be able to stream because it's a 3DS game. I've got it, but I do not have the hardware to stream directly from a 3DS, and the 3DS emulator is or had a cease and desist from Nintendo. So Legacy is not getting streamed by me.
All enemy silos destroyed.
Another game that will never be streamed by me on or Ace Combat wise, Ace Combat Advance, same reason. Game Boy Advance. I don't want to mess with Nintendo. Skies of Incursion, because that's a phone game that I don't even think you. I never had it because it was for the iPhone, and I was an Android user, and I don't even think you can emulate it anyway. And I'm not gonna do. Not gonna be able to stream Northern Wings because that's non-canon. It's a phone game, and again, I don't have access to it. And then the last one, at least for the moment, Infinity, because Infinity is dead. They killed it. They will kill again.
Excellent. This
But with me getting Ace Combat 3 JP sometime next week, I will
we lost the
be
spirit
able to
somewhere
stream
over the Red Sea.
all the PS1 games,
Intel
Air
and
Combat,
Blast
Ace
head for the
Combat
Arabian
2,
Peninsula.
and Ace Combat 3.
Unfortunately, we'll not have a chance to hunt them down now as we
I'm able to stream both the PSP games, Joint Assault and Skies of Deception. I'm able to stream all the PS2 games, Ace 4 and 0 off of the PS2 emulator, and 5 off the PS5. Ace 6 off my Xbox, Ace 7 off either the PlayStation or Steam, Assault Horizon off of Steam, and soon to be Ace Combat 8. While Agile's going on, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. next aircraft is actually my favorite in the PSP games. And another clear Newcom aircraft. And for this one, we're going with Ghost Hunt.
Our objective is to wipe out the Golden Axe Plan's private army before they attack San Francisco.
The YR-99 Fornius. A next-generation prototype, Fornius boasts extremely advanced fighting capabilities. Now, this is also my favorite aircraft in Ace Combat X as well. But its design and designation has led a lot of players to believe that this is the earliest prototype for the R101 Delphinius. But some history. YR-99 Fornius is the fourth aircraft of the Ace Combat X roster to be an indirect reference to Ace Combat 3 of the Electrosphere. The YR-99 shares many traits with the Newcom incorporated R-Series aircraft, being most similar to the famous R101 Delphinius, with a second vertical stabilizer. Its designation begins 2 numbers below R101. Uses the same laminar flow control technology as the R101, which could mean that it's a predecessor or a prototype of the R10 or R10X series in AC3. However, Ace's Web does not mention Newcom in any of its planes. Special 2 Color 4 uses the same colors as the R101's Newcom livery, but the actual livery arrangement is completely different. Ironically, the Aurelia paint scheme of the R99 would be later used as the basis for the default R101 skin in Ace Combat Infinity. Both are ASG camo with white highlights. In Joint Assault, it does not feature canopy lights. However, the canopy lights do function on Color 6. Clearly, that's been fixed in the emulator. What's the first one? As for our base stats in the game, we are a multi-role. We have a speed of 75, air-to-air of 55, air-to-ground of 50, maneuverability and stability of 80, and a defense of 45. As for our parts, and this is where it gets why I like it a lot. I know it's technically Newcom, but I'm going back to my favorite, Ameria. Anyway, for parts, engines, we can have the Bullet engine or the Uranus engine. Just for the speed, I want the Bullet. We might also be able to have the two that I haven't earned yet, but I don't know. For wings, we've got the Advanced Balance tab, which gives stability at a significant cost to mobility and defense. The Advanced A-Balance tab, which is really fun because it does the exact opposite. It boosts mobility. And then we've got the advanced blended wing body to increase everything, or every performance. For armor, we've got the Nera armor, which increases our defense by quite a bit. The anti-ground armor and the diffusion coat. This was the Fornius's unique part from X. And in fact, you know what? I think we're going to go with that. The diffusion coat. As for avionics, we've got the Hawkeye for camera zoom. It's stupid. There's no point in using it. The automatic machine gun fire device. So whenever the reticle is displayed, you shoot. Fire extinguisher or the almighty Sniper OS. Guess which aircraft I used to take out Slimani a lot? This one right here. In fact, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna switch missions real quick. Sanctify.
Our forces.
Because yeah, this thing's a multi-role, but it feels more like a fighter. Anyway, so we've got, for liveries, we've got the standard ASG. We got sand desert camo. Graphite gray with white highlights. The Newcom livery of the white body with azure central stripe and trailing edges. Purple and black body with gray cockpit. And my personal favorite, what I like to call the orca. Or the shark. Because it's blue tone gray on top with white bottom and fish-like texture. There's even gills on the underside. I really want Ostrich to make this for livery for X, because that'd be great. As for weaponry, we've got the 20mm cannon. I don't know exactly where it pops out from. Excuse me. My sinuses are killing me right now. We've also got 120 AIM-9 Echoes, 80 AIM-9X high cams, 160 Python 3s, 40 ASRAMs. We're going to go with this one. We've got 16 CBU-87s for cluster bombs, 12 AGM-88 harms, 16 IRCMs, and 36 AMRAMs. We're going to take those. Alright.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Also, this is a carrier aircraft, which makes it even better for me. I love it. I did unmute myself, didn't I?
Altitude restrictions cancelled. Good luck.
Let's see the kills by the intake.
Antares, we have visual. That's the under.
Hold on, I'm just gonna test to make sure that Okay, audio is going through. Good. Okay.
The ground missile silo. Secure it.
But look how nimble and responsive this thing is. This is technically a multi-role, but it feels like a top-end dogfighter.
We are in the final stage to fire a nuclear strike.
What? Why?
This isn't a warning. It's a final declaration, Colonel. Nuclear missiles will soon be fired at North America and Europe. Don't have time to wait for your ground forces to arrive. The perfect situation. Now, Antares, it's time to fight. Let's see if you have what it takes to become a hero.
Yeah, with the current part lay setup, the Joint Assault Fornius is more maneuverable than the Skies of Deception Caraburn.
Scorpion down today. Get into formation. It's over, Antares.
Is it?
What's wrong, Ace? Let your guard
Why is boss music playing? Hey, Slimani, why is boss music playing?
Olivieri, right? This whole conflict is a joke, man. It's all staged by that crazy ass. He wants to create a war with control. A pointless conflict that just makes money for him. He called it the Golden Axe Plan.
I can't make it. It's probably not a good idea to make that. I don't know if it'll get me in trouble with Twitch. Oh yeah, you wanna know what can? Gun.
All right, Antares. Now finish off the rest of them.
Oh, no health bar. Gotcha. Okay, I misread that. But then again, I'm sitting like 3 feet away from the laptop chat.
Antares, the loss of their commander has thrown them off balance. Finish them off.
Hayate, come back! Yeah, I know you see me, but can you catch me? See what I'm doing? I'm not running. You're no longer important enough to kill. I wanted to get somebody else first. Now I can deal with you. Well, they bail out, so...
Good work, Antares. This must have been difficult for you. But what's
Not really.
this plan all about?
I love the look of this plane.
That's right. Our work here isn't finished. Antares, things are already moving ahead. We can't afford to wait for the ground forces. You must fly into the missile silo and stop the nuclear launch. I know it sounds crazy, but it's our only option. It's in your hands now.
Also, it's small, so it can fly tunnel missions relatively easily.
Destroy their facilities. After penetrating the fortress,
Yeah,
head to the central
I actually think it's more like a whale, or a cetacean, or a dolphin. But the gills kind of do imply shark.
to the deepest part of the silo and destroy
I was almost going too fast.
The next silo ahead. Time until the missile launch has been added to your MPG.
Impressive that you would dare to fly through here, Scotty. You've heard of the Golden Axe plan by now. We're all just players on someone else's stage.
That's Silo B. There's a passageway to the next silo ahead on the right. The width of the passageway isn't consistent throughout. Be careful.
But our desire is real. If you want to stop us, come. However, you have little time left.
That silo E.
He says that
Passageway to the next silo.
as I just reached the control silo. Which one was Mission 9 Project Wingman again? Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Facilities
Never mind.
confirmed. The Valahia should not be a military threat anymore. But in the process, we've uncovered their Golden Axe plan and its objectives. We must head to the U.S. to prevent this heinous plan from being executed.
Alright, we should have one more aircraft to go. Screams Kiki Kobayashi. It might be.
The nuclear
I don't know how much
now.
Kobayashi was involved with Joint Assault, though.
The Valahier's betrayal sure had me shaking in my boots. But I'll
And then, as for our next aircraft, our final aircraft, we're going to be staying at Sanctify. Because I mentioned this in a. Oh, okay, never mind. I mentioned this aircraft
Our forces are now to attack the Valahia's main base.
comparing it to the
an old
Fornius.
USSR nuke.
The XR-45 Caraburn, an air-to-air fighter with unique forward swept-wing design. Now, the Caraburn here, I think, is also a Newcom-inspired design. XR-45 Caraburn is the third Ace Combat X aircraft to serve as a nod to Ace Combat 3, the Electrosphere. Its general aesthetic is similar to that of Newcom Incorporated R-Series aircraft. However, unlike the YR-99 Fornius and the YR-302 Fregata, it is unclear if the Caraburn belongs to Newcom. It is a coffin, though. The nose section resembles that of the R-101 Delphinius, albeit with an added intake. Ace Combat 3 or Ace Combat X's Special 2 paint scheme, or color 4, is similar to the R103 Delphinius 3's default color. The Caraburn uses the XR designation as opposed to the YR99 and YR302 Fornia, or YR99 Fornius and YR302 Fregata. This implies that it is an experimental aircraft and thus not intended to see mass production. Its basic design is probably inspired by the Super Sylph Yukikaze's FFR 41 MR FRX 0 Mave fighter. The description of the Sylph wing part is described as providing maneuverability befitting of its name, alluding to the extreme maneuverability of the Yukikaze's thing. Caraburn also resembles the cancelled British Aerospace P1214 design from the early 1980s. I've never heard of that one. That's a dead link. Because he says it's an yeah. But let's look at our base stats. And they are 75 in speed, 60 in air-to-air, 35 in air-to-ground, 75 in mobility, 70 in stability, and 35 in defense. So this premier fighter has poorer maneuverability stats base-wise than the Fornius. That said, it's going to make up for another thing. So let's go and look at our parts real quick. So our parts, we can have the light engine, the rocket motor, or the C-cycle. I chose the C-cycle. For our wing, we can have the extra ladder, extra V canard, thornback, or the sylph wing, which maxes out our mobility. Why wouldn't I do that? For armor, you got the special alloy armor, scale, anti-ground, and advanced titanium. I just went with the special alloy simply because I wanted to max out my mobility. As for avionics, we can have the Tracer, the Salamander, or the Argus. I think I'll just have the Salamander. Sounds like it is another nod to Yukikaze. Then our liveries. We've got the Graphite Black, Desert Brown, Gray Sky Blue, the Dark Blue, Black with Green, and then Black with the triangular things. I actually really like this one, the green. We have twin 20mm cannons, one at each wing root. We can have, hold on, let me pull up that. Can look now. Okay, this is the last mission of the night, so. But we've got 138 AIM-9 Echoes, 92 AIM-9 X's, 184 Python 3s, 46 ASRAMs. We've got 28 LAU-68 rocket launchers, 14 R-73 Archers, 20 Darkfire XLAAs, and 28 ODMMs. But we're going to take QAMs.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Antares, you're clear for takeoff. Antares, altitude restrictions cancelled. Good luck.
Yeah, let's check out this aircraft's maneuverability.
Antares, we have visual. That's the underground.
Oh wow. Yeah, this thing dances through the air.
Terrorism here and now.
Hostile air forces approaching.
Burford, do you copy? I have a message from Dumitris for the IUPF. We are in the final stage to fire a new missiles will soon be fired at North America and Europe. You don't have time to wait for your ground forces to arrive. An epic situation. Now, Antares, it's time to fight. Let's see if you have what it takes to become a hero. Varkalek Squadron, we're taking the Scorpion down today. Get into formation. It's over, Antares.
All ready to go. What's wrong?
Let your guard down. You won't last a second in these skies.
Warning. The enemy squad entering.
Antares, you met Olivieri, right? This whole conflict is a joke, man.
Yeah, I should not get hit at all. Otherwise, I'm dead. Because I have no health. No defense whatsoever. What's up, Slamani? Come back here.
Warm up for a joint assault. Go.
Threw off your aim there, buddy.
That's why the IUPF is mainly comprised of DMC.
Target confirmed.
Olivieri is behind it all.
Warning.
It's all a
The enemy
farce.
squad entering.
And that's why we switched to a better paying sponsor.
That's right. But I hear you guys fight for justice. Fight for peace. Target hit.
Down you go, Slamani.
Captain!
Captain! Can't believe he felt like that.
All right, Antares. Now finish off the rest of them.
I can't believe the captain got shot down.
Just proves how good he really wanted to go.
Toya, watch your mouth.
Enough! Still need to take down Antares.
Shut up. Can't you see we just lost our captain?
Antares, the loss of their commander is throwing them off balance. Finish them off.
Warning. The enemy squad entering.
All ready to go.
Kaboom!
Toya, no! You gotta be kidding me.
Got Kiriakov? Too bad. Going down next. 2 bandits remaining.
Warning. The enemy squad entering.
Bullseye. 1 bandit remaining.
It's just you and me, Orama.
I've been looking for
Been looking for excuse to do what?
All bandits confirmed destroyed.
Good work, Antares. This must have been difficult for you. But what's this Golden Axe plan all about?
Sir, we don't have much time before they launch the nukes.
That's right. Our work here isn't finished. Antares, things are already moving ahead. We can't afford to wait for the ground forces. You must fly into the missile silo and stop the nuclear launch. I know it sounds crazy, but it's our only option. It's in your hands now.
Was. Yeah.
Cleared out all ground
Oh,
forces.
see, out of all the Varcos.
We're going into the fortress to destroy their facilities.
Yeah, I could see that.
After penetrating the fortress, head to the central control hub. Good luck. Proceed directly to the deepest part of the silo and destroy the missile control center. You can destroy that wall. Use your missiles. You're in Silo A. There's a passageway to the next silo ahead.
Impressive.
Little time left.
There's a passageway.
You have little time left. Sir, they just blew it all up. What? Apparently, talking isn't a free action. He used the whole monologue to blow through the silo tunnels and blow everything up.
Destruction of enemy facilities confirmed. The Valhalla should not be a military threat.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have Arma switch sides, but oh well.
Plan and its objectives.
All right. So
The new
that will be it for today's stream. Tomorrow is this is all the future streams for the next week or so are going to be based off of how bad my headaches are. But tomorrow we'll be doing Dragon Age Awakening, hopefully finishing it. Batman Arkham Knight. Saturday, The Witcher 3. Sunday will be Baldur's Gate 3. And according to the Discord, that poll there, which still has 2 days left, it'll either be Air Combat Normal Run, continuing the run we started, or the first playthrough of Ace Combat 2. Currently, Ace Combat 2 is winning 5-1, or 4-1. Then next Monday will be Final Fantasy 9. And Wednesday will be Horizon Zero Dawn. And either Ace Combat 4's Ace Run or Monster Hunter World. Or not World, but Wilds. It'll depend upon what Floof wants to do. And then next week, Thursday, I'm actually going to divide the remaining Joint Assault stream into 2. Because we have 8 aircraft left. So, well, I'm glad you're here too. But our next aircraft, we're going to start with the XFA-27 Firebird, the XFA-33 Fenrir, the ADF-01 Falcon, and the XO2 Wyvern. Then 2 weeks from now, we'll finish it up with the remaining 4 aircraft. The GAF-01 Varkalok, the A6M50, the F6F Wild or Hellcat, and then last but not least, the 747-200B. That's right. Here's the Firebird. Yeah. But yeah, so 2 more Joint Assault showcase streams. Then after the 747 stream. Oh, hey Sly, are you done? I was about ready to raid you. I think we had the same. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up now, Sly. Yeah. Why? Were you trying to raid, or were you trying to ask me to help you with something? I feel bad for not. Oh well. But yeah, after the last 2 Joint Assault showcase streams, we're going to go back to A6 and redo the Mirage showcase, because if you go to my VOD archive of the showcase and play the Mirage one, it sounds like shit. So much stuttering. So I'm going, I know why it did that. I forgot to put it in an Xbox chat party. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to Assault Horizon. But yeah, Assault Horizon will be the next showcase stream or showcase series. Then after Assault Horizon, originally we were gonna go Project Wingman, but we might, depending upon, we might do air combat. I don't know. I'll think about it. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you had fun, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow with Dragon Age Awakening. But I will see you guys. If I don't see you tomorrow, then I will see you when I see you. Good night, everybody.